There's nothing more dishonest than a good old reality TV show. So today, let's go ahead and talk about one of them. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive on the reality TV show 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's a show made by TLC. It has about 7 seasons and it's been going on for a long time. As you probably hear in the title, the show follows 2 sisters, Tammy and Amy, and their total weight together added up is over 1,000 pounds. They suffer from obesity, and the whole show is about them bettering themselves and losing weight and getting something called the bariatric surgery, which I believe reduces the size of your stomach by like 80 to 90% to where you cannot consume as much food, and it makes it a lot easier to lose weight. That's the whole goal of the show, and that's the journey that they go on. But it's actually not just about Tammy and Amy. It's also about their whole family, the Slaytons, their brother Chris, their sister Amanda, their sister Misty, and also it's about Chris's wife Brittany too. All of these people I just named go on the weight loss journey to try to get bariatric surgery and better their lives also, because the Slayton family all suffer from obesity. Tammy and Amy are the main people of the show. It's who it's really about. But like I said, it's also about the whole family as well. They're in that every single episode, just like Tammy and Amy are too. And Tammy is the hardest one. She's had the hardest journey. She weighed the most out of everybody in the whole entire family. I think at one point she was up to like 750 pounds. And Amy's max, I believe, was like maybe like 550 or something like that. And Tammy's always been the biggest. But as time went on, Tammy starts losing weight. It took a long time, but she finally committed to it and lost a lot of weight. And she's done amazing. Her transformation now is just mind-blowing. She's lost like over 500 pounds. It's actually amazing. And Amy also has lost a lot of weight. I think she's down to she lost around 300 pounds maybe. It's to the point now Tammy's actually smaller than Amy now, present day. And also their brother Chris was around, I think, 500, 600 pounds at his max too, and he's all the way down to around 200 something too. So he's lost a lot. Amanda, she was maybe around 400 or so, and I think she's down around 200. She's lost a lot. And Misty, their oldest sister, I believe, was around maybe 300 or 400, and she's down to like 160, 150. She's lost a lot also. This is basically the premise of the show. This is what it follows. This is why I'm giving these details to tell you guys what it is. A lot of you guys probably already know, but I'm going to get into why the show is a problem and the issues with it. Just like every reality TV show, this show is also fake and scripted, just like the rest. There's so many clips out there that show proof of it being fake and scripted. Like they'll redo a scene. Like he's supposed to be doing a scene right now. Like there's a scene where their oldest brother Chris is taking them to go swimming, and he's driving in the car and he's wearing a different swimsuit. And then when they arrive at the place, which is only like an hour away, he's wearing a whole different swimsuit, like they filmed in the car a whole different day.
Hey guys, I'm watching the new season of 1,000 Pound Sisters, right? So this is where they're at the lake. Look at Chris. He's got not like the beard on the side, but he's got the chin and the mustache. So how come on the way to here,
paid the price for the beefing and the arguing? So just
see,
leave it
like
there.
that's normal, whatever. But
Well,
then
it's been a
here,
while since we all got together and went swimming.
they're on their way to the place. How do you grow a beard that quick?
Which, yes, that might be regular filming procedures, but that just shows how scripted and fake it is. And also, they dramatize this show a lot. They make the whole family fight, and they make them look worse than they really are, just like TLC has done with a lot of shows, like I've covered before, the 7 Little Johnstons. TLC has dramatized that a lot too, and put a whole tear in their family. And with the 1,000 Pound Sisters, this has happened so many times where a lot of the siblings are not getting along. They do not talk to each other for so long because of issues that go on within the show, and it's so dramatized by TLC that they make everybody look bad.
Amy, you don't know how it is. Every time you want to be babied, then I ain't baby. You're baby. No, you're baby. Look at you. Grow up. You first. I've been grown. I pay my bills. My bills are paid. Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna be able to make it on your own, Tammy. I can't do anything because you keep digging.
Tammy and Amy, like I have been saying, are the main characters. So let's go ahead and get into Tammy. Like I said, Tammy's had the most profound weight loss journey. She's lost over 500 pounds. She's doing actually amazing. But there's something about Tammy. She was very disrespectful almost all of the show. She's gotten better now, but very disrespectful. She expected all of her siblings, especially Chris, her oldest brother, to do everything for her and baby her like she is their child. And Tammy kind of just has that entitled personality where she thinks she's owed everything. And a lot of her siblings pick up on this, and it creates so many fights between them. And a lot of people are mad at Tammy, and a lot of the siblings are mad at Tammy also because the way she's acting when it comes to this kind of thing. And it brings up so many fights between them, especially between Tammy and Amanda. They have had some really bad brawls, really bad fights.
Shut up for
Why don't
one.
you get out that chair and make
Will,
get
bitch.
the in?
You won't shut up. How am I supposed to say anything if you keep talking?
And like I said, the reason why there's such a problem with 1,000 Pound Sisters, because there's not one episode where somebody's not fighting or crying. And that's when you realize the show's staged. It does not happen this much in real life. A lot of people know this. Every single episode, one of the family members are fighting like crazy. They're at each other's necks, or they're crying, making scenes, going crazy out in public, just doing the most outlandish stuff. And we all know it's for ratings and to get more people to watch the show and get more people interested. Because without drama, a reality TV show is not that interesting to people. And that's just why I'm here saying there's something wrong with 1,000 Pound Sisters, and there is a problem with it because it's so staged and fake. And TLC takes advantage of this family and pins them against each other on TV to make them look like fools. And this is why I've had a problem with reality TV shows like this, because they've done it to so many families. Like I've said before, the 7 Little Johnsons, I've made videos on them on my YouTube if you guys want to go check them out. They're before this one. The TLC has kind of ripped that whole family apart. And also with the 1,000 Pound Sisters, they've ripped that family apart multiple times, but they do find a way back to each other. And I'm guessing that's for the show, because they're all just going to be there for their money and for their check, because they're just there to film to get their money. Because you know, in these reality TV shows, you see these families hanging out every day doing this and that. No, they're not doing that in real life. They're adults. They have their own lives. They're doing this because they want to film and make their money. Now let's get into my biggest problem with this show, and that is Amy. Amy is not too bad. I understand. She's actually a pretty good mom to her kids. She's not too bad, but she is definitely my biggest problem with this show. Amy is very dramatic, very rude and disrespectful. Like, I know this is going to sound funny, but she'll go out and fart in public in front of a million different people, and burp right on people, and like just do the most outlandish stuff, to where even the point Tammy's yelling at her because of it. And because Amy's super immature, and she's a grown adult in her 30s or so with 2 kids, and she's acting like a little teenager and always making the most corny jokes that are staged and set up, to the point it just gets overbearing sometimes. And Amy makes really bad decisions on the show. Like in this season right now that's out, season 7, she has a new boyfriend named Brian, and they've been seeing each other for like 3 weeks, and he already proposed to her, and they're getting married within 3 weeks of seeing each other. Mind you, this is after they both got in trouble and went to jail. And let me give you that story. So Amy and Brian were going through a drive-through zoo in, I believe, like Tennessee or something, and it's where you kind of drive by in a vehicle and you feed the animals in the zoo through your window when you're driving. And Amy was doing that, and she got bit by a camel. And
what do you think? You like this safari park?
The camel just bit me.
Jesus Christ.
And there's a video of it. It's pretty graphic, and Amy got bit by a camel. It wasn't her fault. The camel just did it when she was trying to feed it food, and they tried to rush her to the hospital and everything, and cops showed up on the scene because they had to call the cops and the ambulance to come help because they couldn't get there in time. And they ended up finding marijuana in the vehicle, and with the Brian guy's vehicle, and he was the one driving, Amy's boyfriend, and Amy in the passenger seat. And also they had Amy's 2 young children, like under the age of 6, in the back seats with marijuana in the vehicle, which I don't think marijuana is that big of an issue. But they end up getting arrested for that. And in this show, after all this happens, they will not admit that there was another substance in there, because when you look it up online, there's other charges for other substances that are not just marijuana. And on the show, they will not admit it. They will not bring it up. All they say is, oh, it's just a little bit of marijuana, just a little bit of Mary Jane. That's all they'll say on the show. But it was actually way more hard stuff. I'm not exactly sure, but it was way more hard stuff. And you start to feel like it actually was more hard stuff than marijuana when you start seeing how the family reacts. They're sitting there saying, Amy, you could go to jail for a max of 30 years. Amy, your life could fall apart because of this. And we all know it's not just because of Mary Jane. We all know there's another substance. It says it online, and also her whole family's acting like it's something way, way, way worse than what Mary Jane is or marijuana is. And like I said, we all know it's another substance, and it shows it right there online, but they will not admit it. I know, and maybe it's embarrassing, but they're acting like they're a little too high and mighty to admit that they made a mistake. And still she's staying with this guy that had this illegal substance, very hard substance too, and in a vehicle with her children, and she knew about it, and she just doesn't have a care in the world about it.
As soon as Amy starts to walk up, I can tell she has a bit of an attitude, and I mean, I could already feel the tension amongst the rest of the siblings. And I'm thinking, just stay calm. Because if you gonna pop off, you know, we all about to pop off, and there about to be some smoke in the city out here. Well, I'm pretty sure that you already know that we need to have a discussion.
Like,
I'm done.
what? You just sat down.
You know what? I can't take this.
Beat her ass.
Sit your ass down.
They obviously end up getting bailed out of jail, and not much really happens. They just have to go back to their court date, and the court date just keeps getting pushed off and off. But right now, present day, Amy's out, and so is this dude. I think they just got probation for it, like a slap on the wrist, basically, for this. And they were being so dramatic about it on the show, acting like it could be the worst thing ever that's going to happen, like 30 years to 50 years in prison. And they're just doing that for drama. Like, they're having the brother Chris say, yeah, if the judge isn't having a good day, then he can just give you the maximum sentence of 30 years. And they're acting like she could get 30 years just for marijuana, when online it even says there was another substance that was involved that wasn't marijuana. And for some reason they just will not admit that on the show. I don't know why, but they will not admit it, even though you can see it online. And nobody in this family would be acting this outraged about this incident if it was just marijuana. And we all know that it's legal in so many states, and it's really not a bad thing at all. The problem with this reality TV show, like I said, it's just super unauthentic. Like, it's just not really real. It's just all staged and dramatized to the max, to the point all they do is just yell and fight over the most basic stuff. That TLC is sitting there saying, hey guys, here's the script. I want you guys to fight about this today on the show so we can get more ratings and get more people to watch, so it's interesting. Like, it's just not real, just like every other reality TV show. If you guys are going into a reality TV show, especially this one, expecting it to be real, I'm sorry, but you're in for the wrong thing, because it's not going to be real at all. It's very scripted, very fake, just like every single reality TV show. They're all scripted and they're all fake. A lot of people that have been on reality TV shows have came out and said they're fake. Like, I'm going to give you some quick examples here. Anna from the Seven Little Johnstons said that it's staged, and that there's a script and it's scripted. The Seven Little Johnstons show. And somebody from My 600 Pound Life said that that's all fake, scripted, and staged. Like, those are just some examples, and those are all made by TLC. So that shows how fake this show is too, and that's the problem with it for me. And obviously we all knew it was going to be fake, but the biggest problem with it for me is how obvious they make it, and what they're doing to this family. They're destroying them. They're making this family look terrible and worse than they are, and it's just sad. TLC does this to make money off of desperate families, and I just do not like that. This video was not as in-depth as I thought it was going to be, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm still new to this YouTube stuff. If you guys like my videos, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below. Like I just said, I would appreciate that. I know this video is not like the best thing ever, but I'm still new to YouTube, and I'm just giving some examples on the 1,000 Pound Sisters and why there's problems with it. It's just not really the best show, and it's very sad to see this family get torn apart by TLC. But yeah, anyways guys, I appreciate all of you guys watching. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day.